Hi guys, mate, me, as you've never seen me before, finally they let me in the kitchen. Because I'm back here, it means we can go through some of the basic dishes we do in the local bean. We're going to show you how to prepare one of our most popular entree dishes we do, which is an Asian duck pancake with a basic Asian style salad, bit of hoisin and lime dressing, absolutely delicious, looks amazing on a plate. Do a dinner party, anything like this, have friends around you, put this in front of them, they will be blown away. First thing you need to do, and your best bet will be to go down to Chinatown and grab yourself a Peking duck. You can do it at home, we do it in-house, but most people don't have the time, let alone the availability of all the ingredients to do it properly at home. Generally a good duck will take up to 2 days to produce, a great final product, which generally means you can head down to Chinatown for $23, buy yourself a whole Peking duck, save yourself an amplitude of time. Obviously we've already pre-prepared our duck, so it's ready to go. We'll step you through the other parts, like how to make a shallot pancake we do, how to do the salad, how to cook the duck, how to make the sauce and dressings. Quite simply, yeah, everything else but doing the duck itself. Hey guys, stage one, prepare the shallot pancake. It's a really simple process. Best bet, get yourself some pastry, buy yourself some puff pastry, head down to basic Coles, supermarket, Woolies, whatever the case, grab yourself some sheets of puff pastry, get yourself some softened butter, okay, about 150 grams of butter, softened. Amber's on dice now, so she's prepping some basic coriander and some shallots, just finally chopping those. We grab it all together, put it in with the butter mix. Okay guys, so in here, once again, there is shallots, or basically spring onions, sliced spring onions, fresh coriander, chopped, finely chopped, and some softened butter. So preferably unsalted butter, but any butter will do, of course. So about 150 grams of butter, shallots, and coriander. Just give that a nice mix together, so it's well combined. That's all you have to do. If your butter's gone too runny, if you've basically softened your butter too much, it's gone all watery, just tuck it back in the fridge for 10 minutes, bring it back out, and it's ready just to baste on. So I figured you just want to get yourself a pastry brush and lay it onto your puff pastry. So once again, puff pastry anywhere, guys. Don't be afraid to go down to Coles or buy it. You don't have to make it yourself. I say for convenience and time's sake, you're wasting your time making it yourself these days. The product from the supermarket is just as good as what you do at home. So spread that out generously all over the pastry. Okay, next stage of course is roll the pancake. Really simple. Puff pastry start at the end, and as simple as just rolling it. Roll it out, make it like a little, what they call like a pinwheel effect. No special technique involved, as simple as just rolling it up like a sausage roll. Okay, so as a finished product, all it should do is look quite simply as that. We can tidy it up with a knife once it's chilled, but we need to get this in the refrigerator, chill it down, so that way there it's easier to cut, you get a nice clean cut on it, and basically it's, yeah, so about 10-15 minutes in the refrigerator is fine. So just place it on a plate, straight in the fridge, start on the second stage, which will be salad preparation. So we'll get that in the fridge now, back in a sec. Okay, stage two, how to prep the salad. Salad is fairly critical because it's really the visual aspect of the whole dish. It's really one that people see initially, and really colourful, bright. Quite simply, capsicum, spring onions, coriander, bean sprouts. Get yourself some good quality fresh bean sprouts, and cucumber. Really basic salad to prepare. Takes a little bit of basically getting used to with the knives, but we'll show you some techniques that will make it look a little bit visually a bit more appealing in the plate. First thing is to slice your shallots. We've got Amber preparing some stuff in the background, but always, if you can, run your knife long ways along the shallot, as long as you can, to give yourself a nice little long cut, but keep it fine as well. You really want to get a nice fine cut. No one really wants a big chunk of onion in their salad, so keep it as basically as fine as you can. let the knife just run against your knuckles and doing a super fine cut. Give yourself just enough onion there. You don't need to go crazy with it, just enough to give a bit of a flavour. Drop it into your bowl. Then obviously grab the stalk, the green part, obviously of the stem I should say, and basically of the shallot. And here we really want to do a long cut. So the longer the better. Because what you end up with is nice sort of like string versions of your spring onions. So you get a nice fine, it looks really great in a bowl, really clean, and it's visually a lot more appealing to cut as long as you can down the stem of the shallot. So because even people will start questioning what actually the product is when they see it like that. Okay, capsicums. So once you've prepped yourself, really about a whole spring onion, one whole spring onion should be enough. Then get yourself your capsicum. The main key with the capsicum is to remove all the white part of the capsicum. The sweetness of a capsicum is actually found only in the skin itself. Any of your white stuff found inside the capsicum like this should all be removed. And you really want to shave the capsicum back as much as possible. So quite simply, just get your knife and just cut out a lot of the bitter part of the capsicum. So all this is really bitter and you just don't need it. A lot of people think it's a little wasteful, but when you try the difference between having it with this and without, it's phenomenal. You'll never ever leave the white stuff in there again. It makes such a big difference. You'll find your capsicum will be a lot sweeter to eat, and your guests will appreciate it a lot more. Just remove that to the side. All you then want to do is just do fine slices with your knife. So what they call a fine julienne. So as fine as possible. Got my good knife. Effectively, what you like to get is a fairly wafer thin sort of bit of capsicum. Finer again, much like your spring onions or your shallots, as thin as possible. Just looks visually a lot more appealing on the plate than having big chunky bits. So the key is take your time. If you find it's too long and your knife's not cutting all the way through, just cut your capsicum in half, just makes it chopping easier, and just keep it really small, fine cuts. Couple of practices and this becomes really, really easy. You just drop those straight into your bowl as well. Okay, next one is the cucumber. Cut your cucumber into nice little segments such as this, like we have, just a telegraph cucumber, nice segments. Get yourself, if you haven't got one of these at home, these are fantastic, a V slicer. Okay, they just speed up the whole julienne process. It's really quite time consuming to do this by hand. It can be done, of course, but you end up with just as good a product using a V slicer. Problem with the cucumber is the center core. Okay, really wet. We don't want that in the salad. We prefer just to have the white part of the flesh and the green in the salad, none of the center core. So we'll show you how to do that with a V slicer. Okay, run it long ways. So put it in your V slice like that. So when it runs down, we're getting a nice long cut. So we want to get the cut a long ways along the cucumber. And when you're cutting, you want to stop when you get to the center of the core. So you just want to stop once you start seeing the seeds come through. Pull your cucumber out, turn it upside down. If you accidentally get a couple of those in, just remove them. And do the same process again. Then you end up with this section. Same thing again, just turn it over until you end up with, but effectively that's the bit you want to throw out. No one's going to eat that, and the salad is far too wet. It's just going to really moisten up the salad. Far too much fluid found in there. So we stick that in the rubbish bin and only use the cucumber itself. Just drop that one on there. So you're starting to get a mix that looks like this. So as you can see, it's got that typical Asian style sort of look to it. Julienne, a lot of julienne, a lot of colour starting to come through. Shallots look fantastic. They look a little bit sort of like grass. Finally, chop up some coriander. Don't need to pick the leaves off. You can use the leaves, the stem, everything. Bunch of coriander up. Always bunch it because it makes it easier for chopping. Obviously, always keep your fingers out of the way of the knife, so that way you're not going to accidentally have something nasty go wrong in the kitchen. Don't be afraid of using coriander root. There's a lot more flavour, or just as much flavour is found in the root as there is in the leaf. A lot of people throw the root out, never throw it out, always add it in. A lot of flavour is found in there. So once you chop like that, obviously just add that to your salad as well. Beautiful colours now starting to come through. Last and most vital ingredient, of course, is the bean sprout. Just want to add all your bean sprouts in and get your hands in there and just give that a really good toss through. You really want to get the colours all combined through. Spread it out. So your final product looks something like that. Okay, so lots of colours, whites, greens, reds, really, really summery, nice and vibrant. It's going to look really great on a plate. Okay guys, next stage, easy. Quick sauce, Asian sort of flavoured sauce. We really want, get down once again to your local supermarket. They all sell this, ketchup manis. ABC is fine, any of the ketchup manis. It's a sweet soy. Effectively, we never measure, but give yourself a good, say about 100 ml of ketchup manis. 150. Limes, fresh limes, okay? Squeeze fresh lime into your ketchup manis. Quick stir. Really getting combined because you've got the acidity and the sweetness. So it adds that whole sweet and sour flavour that the Asians are of course quite synonymous with. So the lime just adds this beautiful, fresh, summery acidity and flavour. Nice and combined, then just refrigerate it, just chill it off. Okay, second to last stage of the whole thing. This is the last stage after this is plating it all together. So now it's the fun part, it's the actual cooking part. First thing of course, this here is the pancakes we rolled earlier. We trim off the edges, basically the rough edges, trim it off as it's nice and chilled now. As you can see, we've got a nice little what they call pinwheel effect inside there. So you can see the coriander, the butter. We get a hot plate, any hot fry pan will do. A flat grill, so if you've got like a flat sandwich grill, something like that, is perfect as well. Lay the pancake, bum down, okay, and get yourself a decent, you don't have to be this is over the top, but still the spatula I use. Grab yourself a decent sized spatula, and all you want to do is press down your pancake. So effectively you want to make it nice and round. Don't be afraid to add a bit of weight behind it, and then just let that cook on the grill. So effectively you want a pancake around about that size there, just so you get something you can stack up your duck on. Okay, while the pancake is cooking, fry pan, flame, electric, whatever, a little bit of oil. Okay, so you've got an oiled pan. Grab your duck meat, shred your duck meat back. So you just got all this really great meat there. Remove your fat and stuff you don't want to eat. And effectively add that to a hot pan. Okay, this is the soy lime dressing that we prepared earlier. We just stuck in a bottle to make it easier to work with. So effectively all you want to do is heat through the meat, the duck. You don't want to overcook the duck because you dry it out. You want to keep it nice and moist. We want to add some of the hoisin soy lime, the soy lime dressing. Once everything's brought up to temperature, pancake only takes a couple of minutes to cook off, to get nice and brown both sides. As I said, all we want to do is warm the duck up. We don't want to cook the duck. It's already cooked, of course. We just want to add the sauce, bring it back up to temperature. Then we're ready to head over to the plating side. So we'll go do that next. We'll go plate it up. Okay, final and last stage. Send Amber home. Mate, she's done her work. We got her to do all the hard stuff, so we get to do the fun stuff ourselves. Best part of the, personally, this is the bit I enjoy the most, the actual plating part. You can be a little bit creative. You can add your own little bit of basically, own bit of pizzazz, whatever you like. And this is the most critical part too, because of course most people eat with the eyes. So even if your pancake doesn't look a million bucks sort of result, we can fix that up by adding the duck on top and the salad. And it's really simple. First thing, put your dressing in the squeezy bottle like I showed you before. Makes plating a lot easier. So what we do is run around, just a nice simple round ring around the plate. Lay the pancake down in the center. Place the duck on top. Another trick to do is always keep yourself a wet handy towel, basic chucks, whatever roll you have. Always keep one handy, just makes when you're plating, if you spill anything, you can clean it up straight away before it sets. Duck salad mix. So grab your salad mix. Preferably, you best to do this by hand. Don't try and do it with the tongs. Make sure you've got nice clean hands, and then you can have the ability to set it on top of your salad, on top of your duck, I should say. If you try and do it with the tongs and that, it really becomes quite difficult. You find stuff goes everywhere. You're going to have to keep replating. Do it with your hands. You get a little bit more control. It can take a little bit more time. Add some herbs. Like if you can, head down to your local, probably your fruit and veggie more than your major supermarkets, but your most decent fruit and veggie shops will sell what they call micro herbs. Micro herbs are these great little mini herbs. They've got heaps of flavour and great vibrant colours as well. So we like to use micro herbs for dressing plates, and you can just add a little bit of colour around the plate by adding a couple of little herbs around. There's no right or wrong way, it's just purely down to preference. You can go minimalistic, you can just pump them on. As I said, they do have a lot of flavour. There's coriander, there's radishes, there's amazing little Asian basically herbs in there. So yeah, if you can get a variety of these, basically what they call micro herbs, fantastic for plating. What I like to do just to finish it off is add a couple of chives. Use the pointy end of the chive, not the fat end of the chive. Get your sharp knife, just cut it off, get a nice couple of sprigs of chive, just to finish your dish off. But effectively that's your final product. Personally, I think it's got a lot of colour, it's got a lot of vibrancy. You got your darks, you got your lights, and best of all is the flavour. Once people start eating this, they get the freshness of the salad, the amazing flavour of the duck with basically with the soy lime dressing. Mate, it's going to blow people's minds, and it's this simple. Anyone can do this at home. We did this in about 15-20 minutes. You guys can knock this out within half an hour, quite easy. Blow Jamie Oliver out of the water, mate. When you send this one out to him, we'll blow his socks off, guys. But seriously, give it a go at home. It's really that simple. And so don't worry about making the duck yourself. You can. Everything's available online these days, recipes, but it is about a 2-day process. Get down to your Asian, basically Chinatown, whatever in Brisbane there, mate. They provide fantastic Peking duck, and the rest of it's that simple. And best of all, mate, we're going to come up with another recipe in another month's time, and we'll show you how to do something just as basic, just as tasty, just as fresh looking, and we look forward to having you back in our kitchen. So guys, give it a go. It's that easy.